We have an update regarding the Hutchinson Center bill that took to public forum yesterday. In case you missed it, Senator Chip Curry proposed that the University of Maine transfer ownership of the dissolved Hutchinson Center to the city of Belfast rather than putting the property up for bid. Supporters of the bill said it's because of the substantial amount of money donated to the facility by the community, as well as ensuring an accessible place of higher education in the Mid-Coast. UMaine said that with the center valued at over $2.5 million, they couldn't just give it away to the city. They also noted low enrollment rates with no degree-seeking students attending the center since 2020. Ultimately, the Education and Cultural Affairs Committee sided with UMaine, and they voted that the bill ought not to pass 11-2.